All right, good morning, y'all. I'm going to be posting your fifth propaganda assignment. Again, that just means we're going to be switching up our groups from one of these propagandas. I already have that ready to go for you. I'll be posting it here shortly. By now, you probably should have figured out the pattern of how I'm picking these. You're just going to the very next one on the list from where you started at. So, um, whatever you had on number 4, I'll slide you down one. So, looking at a couple things. First off, a lot of you are doing work late at night and then emailing me, messaging me for help. Well, you're not going to get that until later on, until the next day, because I work between 8 and 2. I will check my email from time to time, so you might get one of those. Might get a response a little sooner. Google Hangouts is a little bit quicker response, but I may not always respond if it's outside of 8 and 2. But I really highly recommend you get into a pattern of doing work during the day. Get back into a pattern of getting up at a decent hour, getting some food, and starting work. I know that my son, who's sitting directly in front of me playing with his circuit set for his part in science class today, I know he feels the same way that you all do, that, this should be like break, that you shouldn't have to be able to do anything, but it's not break. We're not taking a break. We are still in school. So get in or slide into a normal pattern, stay in a normal pattern with everything so that you feel like a normalized student. That's one of the most important things with virtual learning. I've done this for a couple of years during summer school. So make sure that you stay on task. But on to what task at hand. I'm just going to cover some of the focal points here that I've got written down that I see that we're still struggling with. One of the things that I keep seeing is that you all are just simply Googling your idea, your propaganda, and then you're simply clicking on images. I know this because these are the 3 most common used. This isn't even an advertisement, by the way. The 3 most common used advertisements for name calling are these 3 right here. Okay. I know that for a fact. Okay. This would even be a better one to use than this one up here, but most of you aren't doing that because you're literally just grabbing the first 3. You're doing that with all of them. Okay. Remember, we are just simply focusing on one product, right? You just have one product. So here's what I recommend. Don't just Google images of your propaganda and find the first examples. Steps to do this. Okay. First thing you want to do is just simply Google, not images. You want to simply just Google. You want to Google your what your propaganda is, and sometimes it won't be very specific, so it's fine to do name calling propaganda still, and then it'll give you a definition based on propaganda. Okay, this is hard to understand. I know that. But that's why the second step that you need to do is understand the definition and write a quality explanation that makes sense. You can have someone read over it. This is why we do editing. You can have someone else read over it and see if they understand it. That's one of the most important things you can do. Once you have come up with your explanation of what name calling is, you want to then research examples of that propaganda. And that's fine if you click on images and look at it then. But I'll tell you, a lot of these are not advertisements. So what you can do is simply add ads to it and see if it doesn't narrow it down. It doesn't all that much. Now, Pepsi and Coke is an ad. This is an ad, but this is also not name calling. There's no name calling here at all. It's not making fun of it anyway, giving it a negative light. But if you look through these, you can find out a better idea of what name calling looks like. Okay. A lot of you are just grabbing the first ones you see. Remember, you have to pick a product or a person you want to go with. So once you pick a product or a person, you then can just Google Under Armour ads. Okay. I don't know if there will be any name calling ones. I doubt there will be in Under Armour, but Google Under Armour ads. Now you can start specifically looking through those Under Armour ads to see if there is any examples. Now, I intentionally picked Under Armour because I know there's not going to be a ton of name calling in Under Armour. I know that because they want to be positive, they want to be upbeat. It just doesn't fit their brand. So once you go through Under Armour or you go through whatever brand you want to look at, then you have to start finding those examples of your propaganda. You are not just going to be able to Google the easy answer. You're going to have to look through some ads that maybe aren't going to relate directly to your propaganda, but it is your product. Okay. Also, make sure we're still explaining each advertisement. A lot of you are still just trying to put your advertisements up there. You're going to get it sent back to you to explain each advertisement anyway. Make sure you're explaining each individual advertisement. Your descriptions need to focus on the propaganda that you have been assigned, not just simply telling me what the ad is saying, because I know what the ad is saying. I want to know how it relates to the propaganda you have. Okay. I do want to provide some more examples for you. You will have your own slideshow again to do. It looks the same as it has in the past. One that I have here is from Reese. She did a really good job with plain folks. There we go. She did a really good job with plain folks and grabbed really good advertisements. She's got a good definition. She's got a good explanation. And then she found 3 quality examples of her propaganda. Okay. They're all YouTube videos. Every one of them are a YouTube video, which is fantastic. And she simply says that each one of these YouTube videos works for plain folks because it uses ordinary people inside of their advertisements. I mean, the reality of it, this happens in a daily household. If you have young siblings, you've watched this happen before. Maybe not with a pirate sword, but some form of spillage happening because a child acts ridiculous. Okay? Every one of these that she picked is bounty focused. Every one of them that she picked is bounty focused. Okay? That's what we want to see. We want to see each of them being focused on that ad. I'm not going to go through all of them, but that is a great example of plain folks. It's just using ordinary people and what they're trying to sell. Okay. Bruns did a really good job with showing. Sorry, I went blank. Bandwagon appeal. Okay, the idea of propaganda and bandwagon. His advertisements. The number sign should go in front of the 1, but I just now caught that. I apologize, Prince, that I didn't see it sooner. But this is sent out during their iPhone 11 campaign. They want people to see that people are sitting here, one, on their phones and with luggage to sit here for days and work and do everything they can in order to get the iPhone 11 brand new. They sent this out for themselves, okay? Next one, loving it is easy. That's why so many people do, okay? Yeah, I mean, just so many people love it that you've got to hop on board. Those 2 are really good examples of bandwagon. And then Bronwyn had card stacking, which card stacking can be tough. Okay. Card stacking is just the idea that you are literally stacking the deck in your favor. You're only showing the positives, which Bronwyn does a great job of having a good definition. She has that it only exaggerates the positive effect, hides the negative information. She's got a really good YouTube video over Nutella. And that the kids are kind of being pouty and don't want to have breakfast. And then because Nutella comes out, they get excited. Watch how this changes and shows only the positive. I could use all the help I can get. Like Nutella, a delicious hazelnut spread. It's perfect on multigrain toast, even whole wheat. Now they're fighting over that piece of toast, right? They were just pushing away from each other. It's really a simple example of what this looks like. She doesn't just stop there and she's happy with 1 good advertisement. She finds 2 other really good advertisements and focuses her explanations on how this only shows the positive. Let Nutella cater to your customers' taste. Made with simple ingredients, gluten-free. It's got all these positive things that Nutella is, okay? And then a 3rd really good advertisement, also found on YouTube. This is what you want it to be like. It really is. I even told Bronwyn I wanted to use hers as an example because it's right on point. Even her targeting is right on point, okay? those three are really good examples of what we're looking for. Make sure you stay focused on those so that you get a good product, a good slideshow produced. Okay. I hope you all are safe and healthy. Miss you guys. Um, as I always tell you guys, have good days, make good choices, be good people. If not, fake it.